Thank you so much, Antony, for being on the Marketing Manifest. Thank you for accepting my invite on a short notice, and I'm so glad to have you here. And I'm sure post our conversation, there's going to be a lot of insightful content out there for the audience and the listeners who are going to watch and both listen to this particular podcast on both YouTube and Spotify. And yeah, welcome to the show, Antony.
Thank you so much, Emil. Thanks for hosting me. Look forward for a very interesting conversation.
Great. So, Anthony, like so this entire topic, what we're going to talk about is definitely going to be about WhatsApp marketing, and you are the industry expert into that particular domain without any doubt. So, what do you think about like how WhatsApp, like what do you think has changed when WhatsApp marketing came into the world of e-commerce marketing, and what do you think like how WhatsApp was, like how the e-commerce industry was before WhatsApp coming into existence?
Actually, a lot has changed. So if I have to, simply say, let's leave the word marketing out of this. Just WhatsApp getting added to the customer journey, right? So WhatsApp, as we know, is a app that we use for our daily communication.
Correct.
So now, just that WhatsApp has enabled companies, all companies across the globe to start using WhatsApp as a business communication tool, right? So you have to think like, we have a new funnel opportunity wherein whenever somebody comes to a website, they can browse the website or they can also chat on WhatsApp. So the big difference, the big difference that we can see is that normally before WhatsApp, people used to have a live chat where getting somebody's phone number or email was a challenge.
Yeah.
With WhatsApp, you have the phone number, which means you can contact people back. So you're also building your list as you communicate with your customers. Okay, so just forget the word marketing. We have added WhatsApp to the user journey. So now the big difference is whether you're e-commerce, whether you're not e-commerce, doesn't matter. You have an easy way to collect people's contact number and initiate a conversation, follow up, and sell. Now, how you follow up, what kind of language you use, what messaging you're going to use is up to you, right? But the opportunity is this, that previously it was difficult to have conversation with your potential customers at scale, but today it is possible with the WhatsApp API. That's a big difference.
Got it. I think that definitely, I mean, in depth clears a lot of things. The moment you install or the moment you implement WhatsApp marketing for your, I mean, even if you take it in this sense, if you're able to create a channel specifically on WhatsApp, there is a lot of difference when it comes to the communication, because a lot of customers I see, as this is an online space, indeed, the customers are not able to see the product or feel the product on how it looks. But let's say if you're able to sell that product through conversations, I think that has worked out really well. And I think there's been a lot of changes that is happening as well.
So I will again, put it this way: for thousands of years, the way people actually buy is they go to a shop, they have a conversation, and they buy.
Yeah.
That is the behavior.
Yeah.
And when internet came in, that behavior was actually hampered, right? So we were saying, okay, fine, there's going to be a website where there will be content, there will be videos, you watch and you buy, by yourself. Now that was okay 10 years back when you had very less, companies actually having websites and selling things online. But today you have an abundance of companies which are trying to sell products online. So when everybody has a lifeless website, any company that has a lively chat, a lively lively communication channel to engage with their customers is going to stand out.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a big difference. So now we have a problem of abundance, not a problem of scarcity. 10 years back, it was an issue of scarcity. Today, it's an abundance. Today, you go to internet and search for any personal care product, right? Let's say face wash or moisturizer. There will be like thousands of options.
Yeah.
right? So now for the customer, they don't know like which one to choose. Like even Google search is, very, very difficult to choose because you have so many options. Okay. So now for the, the customer, it's like, okay, I have like hundreds and hundreds of options. Which one should I choose? So that is where brands can now stand out, that now they can have a conversation with the audience, win their trust, clarify their doubt, and sell easily. I think the moment somebody has a conversation, the trust building will start happening.
Yeah.
Right. So the old way, or not the old way, the natural way human beings buy is through conversation. It was cut off in the internet world. Now we have an opportunity to also have conversation at scale, even on an e-commerce store. That's the new reality today. And WhatsApp, thanks for this particular opportunity for all the companies out there.
Got it. And so I want to take this conversation in more like an advanced or more of a technical way. So right now, if you see Facebook ads, right? Facebook ads is not like how it was like 5 or 7 years back. And with WhatsApp marketing, you have a lot of options. You have a lot of things that you can do. There is a lot of features that are coming in, and there are a lot of tools that are coming into them. Like I want to talk about the tools separately, but right now, we also have the option where we can combine Facebook ads along with your WhatsApp marketing channel, right? So how is it impacting the sales with respect to e-commerce? Like, do you think there is a scalable opportunity with respect to that? Of course, there are different ways, but how do you see that in the upcoming days? What do you think is the future of this?
Right. So this needs a quick backstory. So what we are seeing with the whole WhatsApp API and Facebook, uh, opportunity to actually generate traffic and convert traffic. So Facebook to generate traffic and WhatsApp to convert traffic. This combination is actually deadly. Okay. Now, how this got triggered is, we all know that a couple of years back, Apple launched something called as Apple iOS 14 update,
Yeah.
where they said that Facebook cannot track people's behavior on an iOS device without their consent, right? So it was a big blow for Facebook, and they lost billions in revenue because of that particular move. So one move by Apple, costed billions to Facebook, right? So Facebook thought that this is a threat to their business. And the problem is, if they are dependent on a third party business to allow them to share data, then it's a problem, right? So that's when they thought, okay, fine, what if the entire customer journey can be completed within the Facebook suite of apps? Whether it is Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all put together. So if you look at the whole Meta, Meta's products, right? You have Facebook and Instagram for generating traffic, and then you have WhatsApp for conversations, and now they also have WhatsApp Commerce, which means you can literally list your products like Shopify. People can add to cart, and they can even complete the purchase with WhatsApp Pay or any payment gateway options there. So now they are trying to take over the whole customer journey, right? So that's the big difference, right? The other thing is, the good news for companies is that now more than ever they have the opportunity to own the customer data easily, right? So the days of pixels, okay, that pixel was supreme for a long time, but now there's a big challenger in the ad space. It's like pixel plus phone numbers, right? In the Western world, email is very, very dominant, but in India and the Asian subcontinent or Latin America, phone number and basically chat messaging is very, very popular. So then it becomes very important to collect and build a phone number list, right? So now this combination of Facebook plus WhatsApp is going to help in that direction, right? So if you change the perspective, right? So change the perspective like this, like, now you have a legal way to pay money and buy phone numbers.
Quality phone
How
number.
cool is that?
Yeah, that's indeed a really cool
Quality
hack, I
phone
would say.
numbers,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. And so you just said you just also spoke about how email works in the Western world, right? So right now, as of now in India, what do you think is working the best? Because I see a lot of D2C brands or e-commerce brand still making use of email marketing. There are tools like Klaviyo, Active Campaign, and I also feel whatever we can do on email marketing is exactly what we can do in WhatsApp marketing. Like, there are CDs, there are automation flows, there's multiple different things happening, right? And when it comes to e-commerce marketing, then there is abandoned cart, order shipment, shipping, delivery, which can also be done on email as well as on WhatsApp. But what do you think is the future for India? Do you think email works out really well in India, or do you think WhatsApp is definitely going to be the future?
So I'm not against any particular channel. So what I'll say is, as a business, you should be using all possible options to reach out to your customer wherever they are hanging out, right? So there is definitely still going to be a good amount of people who you can reach out via email, right? And maybe a good chunk via WhatsApp. So it depends on, like, your business and where your target audience is hanging out, right? That's the big thing that we need to consider. Now, one big difference that you can see between email, SMS, and WhatsApp. I'm putting three platforms in front of you. Now, email and SMS and WhatsApp all are notification systems, which means if you want to notify a customer, you can use these channels to send a broadcast and notify people, right? But where WhatsApp stands out is that it is a notification system plus an interactive website. That's the big advantage, right? So with email and SMS, you can communicate that some offer is there, or you can make some announcement, but you can't have an interactive, website like feel where you can actually customize the communication depending on the user's input. You can't, ask them to, add products to cart. You can't ask them to buy the product natively on the platform. And they have to go to a website to do that. With WhatsApp, they can do it within WhatsApp platform itself, right? That way, you can, provide a very personalized experience and, actually sell a lot more.
Got it, got it. And I think rightly you said, and when right now, even GeoMart, for example, if I take an example of GeoMart itself has its own shopping system where people can directly buy from the tool itself rather than going out of the tool, or maybe going to the website and buying things. They can just directly book it they can purchase it directly. But my question is, like, do you think that provides a good user experience? Because for example, if you go to a shopping store, right, you see a lot of products, and let's say they provide you with the catalog, but unless and until you get to see the pictures, or let's say like in real life, when you buy product only when you get to feel the product, see the product in multiple different ways, and that is something that we can also replicate on a website as well. But how do you think having a catalog can make a big difference when it comes to WhatsApp marketing? I'm a bit curious on that part. And what is your thoughts on that as well?
See, again, catalog also, kind of mimics your Shopify experience, right? So with the new catalog that has been rolled out, so if you go and check also GeoMart's WhatsApp, you can actually select a product, and you can also, it'll actually fetch all the pictures that you have used on Shopify. So you can, scroll like a carousel, you can check all the pictures, and you can read the description and then make a, decision to buy, right? So see, any day online experience is not going to beat an offline experience, right? There is always a compromise, right? But and then it's more about, the convenience to reach people on a platform that they use for like 3 to 4 hours a day, right? And that is WhatsApp.
Got it.
right? So the idea is like, some products where you don't have to think, like for example, grocery, right? That is what Geomart is doing. Like you won't think twice to buy Maggie,
Yeah.
and you won't think twice to buy a shampoo of the brand that you always buy, right? So those things you can just open the catalog and keep adding them to your cart and go ahead and buy, right? So it is a great experience to buy within WhatsApp than to go to a website and then buy things, right?
Yeah.
Now, then there are products which are like super high ticket, right? Where it's like 10,000 rupees products. Like either it is a diamond jewelry or some kind of a furniture and stuff, right? So when there are such high average order value purchases, it is difficult for people to buy online, right? Even though you have the best pictures, 3D effect, whatever it is, they will still need some intervention. They want to talk to people, clarify about the delivery mechanism, clarify about the you know what do you say, warranty, guarantee, and all these things.
Yeah.
Only then they can buy, because it's a big amount, right? So those kind of purchases were really suffering in the previous online buying behavior, right? So now with such high ticket products with WhatsApp, they can actually connect. And today brands are even doing live shopping, right? They can actually get on a video call on WhatsApp and show the products, literally like a salesman selling in an offline store. They can actually, if it is a jewelry, they can actually wear the jewelry and then show how it looks. They can talk about the specification. Literally they can sell live, right? So that live shopping experience can also happen on WhatsApp, right? So for such high ticket products, it's a great boon, right? So the only tricky place will be products which are like less than 1,000 rupees, and they are not a known brand.
Yeah.
Right. So for those products, definitely a lot more education is required. Right. So how are you going to provide that with WhatsApp is something that you have to figure out. But again, see, WhatsApp, like having said that, WhatsApp is doing what it can, right? It is giving you a channel to communicate. It is also giving you a cart. It is also giving you a payment option.
Yeah.
Now, how do you build trust is up to you. So it depends on the kind of communication that you're going to have with your customers.
Right. So I have this this thought. I mean, every time, even when I talk to a lot of people with respect to the e-commerce brand owners or marketers, right? So I always tell retention marketing is indeed a very important part of e-commerce marketing. It's not only about acquiring customers through paid ads, but you also need to know how do you come up or create repeat purchases from the same the customer has purchased. So like for me, it is like this: like whenever you acquire one customer, you need to figure out how you can make 5 more purchases, or make that same user make 5 more purchases, because not every e-commerce brand is profitable in their first order. Like let's say, even if it is an average order value of more than 1,000, with the rising cost of, I mean, ad cost in Facebook and Google or whatever may it be, the costs are getting high post iOS update. So how do you think a brand should work on their retention marketing strategy? Like what are the best strategies or practices an e-commerce businesses should focus on when it comes to this, with respect to the retention marketing part?
Right. So again, this is a age old concept that you should be selling more to your existing customers. That's been there for a long time, right? And now it has become more important. It should have been important for a long time ago, but now it has become important after the iOS 14, right? So I think the problem statement that e-commerce brands have today is not at the marketing stage. Okay, it is also at the ideation stage itself, right? So I see a lot of e-commerce brands launching like 10, 20 products or 100 products parallelly, right? In all different categories, right? When they are starting news, when they're starting, like in the beginning itself, they have so many SKUs, right? So that's a disaster. Because it is very difficult to narrow in your marketing message, very difficult to find your hero product and then scale the business, right? So for e-commerce brands, for especially D2C brands, what I would recommend is first launch one or two products and find a hero product, okay, which is a star, which has a product market fit, market channel fit, and channel model fit. There are so many fits, right? So make sure that you have a product that the crowd absolutely loves and it is easy to sell. Okay. So once you have an easy to sell product, then you need to figure out what is the next product I launch, okay, which will seamlessly be the next possible cross sell. So you have to build products or launch products which are going to build up, okay, as a complementary purchase, right? So the best example will be take example of Apple iPhone, right? They launched iPhone, and they, like, it's not like on the same day they launched 10 other products, right? They launched iPhone, then they thought, okay, let us also build a Apple AirPod headset, so that goes seamlessly with the iPhone, right? Then slowly they launched the Apple Watch. So anybody who has an iPhone has a temptation to buy the AirPod and the Apple Watch, right? So they are building products in such a way that it is very difficult for the existing customer to say no to the new complementary products that they are launching, right? So just because you send marketing messages, they are not going to buy. The customer is not going to buy, right? So it should be, the marketing starts from the ideation stage itself, right? So what can I create, what can I launch that is a no-brainer for the existing customer, right? So that thought is something that the brand should have. And once you have a set of complementary products, then we can design the journey, right? So I see this word retention marketing used very loosely in the in the internet world, right? So it is not just retention, like it's not the responsibility of marketing team alone to do the retention, okay? So just by sending some emails or SMS or WhatsApp, you're not going to have retention. It starts from the product itself, right? So then once marketing team gets involved in the product ideation stage itself, then they can come up with better messaging, better sequence, right, to promote the complementary products that are being launched. So when it comes to retention marketing, I will say go beyond channels, go to the core human behavior, right? If I am an Apple user, I have an Apple iPhone, I am like super tempted to buy an AirPod. And if you look at, they even made it a tough choice, because now they even removed the 3.5 mm jack. Right, it is wireless headsets. That's the thing, right? It will be odd for you to have a wired headset, right? So that is how they're planning to sell their products, right? So they are like playing a very, very, very strict, very, very well planned game in terms of retention marketing, right? So it is beyond, okay, if I'm selling 100 products in my store, if I set up an automated email or I'll send a broadcast SMS or broadcast WhatsApp, I should be able to get some orders. That is not the right definition of retention marketing. It starts from the core itself.
Got it, got it. Yeah, I think that makes it pretty clear. On you just so again, Anthony, like I think copywriting and psychology also plays a great role when it comes to marketing, right? Because I mean, in definitely you can do all these things using a tool, but indeed the messaging is very important, as you rightly said. So, what is your thought, or what do you think a particular brand owner should focus on when it comes to psychologically, like how do you attract users, or how do you use copywriting in the right way to get your actual conversions happening?
See, again, a lot to do with you go and talk to your customers, like literally go and talk to your customers, and you understand that if they have purchased your products, what they like and what they don't like, right? The more you talk to your customers, the more clarity you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also ask your customers what is the next product that they would like to buy, or what is a complementary product that they can buy, with respect to their current purchase, right? So you will understand how people are behaving,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, understanding this behavior is what is marketing psychology is, right? It's not a very difficult subject. Like if you talk to people, if you are getting closer and closer to your customers, you'll understand exactly what they want, right? So once you know that, then automatically your copywriting will fall in place,
Yeah.
right? The problem is when marketers are writing copy, uh, like superficially, being very creative, but without understanding the customer, right? It might look like a poetry. I've seen a lot of Facebook ads where it's like poetry, filled with a lot of jargons, right? So they're trying to show that, okay, I can write well, okay, in a different sense, right? But the point is, as a copywriter, you should be closer to your customer. You should talk the language of your customer, right? So the whole idea of marketing psychology and copywriting can be easily addressed if, as a business, as a brand owner, as a marketer, as a copywriter, you are closer to your customer and you talk to these people, right?
Yeah.
And WhatsApp can actually play a very big role, because when you are going to analyze these WhatsApp chats, right, you can actually see the kind of questions people are asking, right? Now these questions can actually, form the script for your next ad,
Correct. Yeah.
right? So you don't have to reinvent something. Just listen to the WhatsApp conversations, WhatsApp chats. If need be, maybe get on a call with people and understand their problems, understand their needs. Though that insights that you draw from this conversation, that will power your copywriting. That will power your ads, your landing pages,
Yes.
your chatbots. Everything can be powered by these conversations.
Absolutely. I completely agree to that point, because that is something that we do in our agency as well. Because once we started to understand what exactly the customers wanted, and when we crafted the messages and the entire journey flow and things like that, with respect to the brands that we are currently working with, we did see an amazing increase in the conversion rate, because we were literally talking to them. And there are certain instances where there were a lot of abandoned cards. We used to give them. It's not only about just using one channel, right? So we started calling the customers, try to understand what was their pain point, what was the issues that they face. That also kind of helped us in a lot of way to do a lot of conversion rate optimization on the website. It increased the conversion rates really massively within just making certain tweaks. Just by understanding how exactly the customer wants it, we made some tweaks, and that worked out really well. There was this one brand that we were recently working with, like where click to chat ads worked out pretty well, because initially we were the product, as you mentioned, bigger products sell really well, but in order to sell that product, you need to initiate a conversation. And literally, instead of running conversion ads on Facebook, we just tested out a click to chat Facebook ad, and that worked out pretty well, because the customers were eventually able to strike a conversation with the client, and the sales started boosting up, and that's going pretty well. So I have like,
Yeah.
in the market, right? So there are two types of brands that I see. One is the giants in the e-commerce, like Mama or Mintra, Nika, and on the other side there are also budding e-commerce brands that is coming up, right? So how do you think, I mean, in your point of view, how do you think these two type of brands are leveraging WhatsApp marketing? Do you think they are? Do you think bigger brands, or I would put it in a word like bigger sharks, are? Do you think they are utilizing WhatsApp marketing in a more efficient way? Or at the same time, do you also think budding brands should definitely invest into WhatsApp marketing and start using? Like, what is your thoughts on that part?
See, again, we are still at a very, very early stage.
Mm.
Okay, in India with WhatsApp marketing, I think till now that maturity has not come. A lot of brands are, still thinking WhatsApp as a replacement for SMS. Okay, their definition of WhatsApp marketing is, upload phone numbers and send a sale message for Diwali, sale message for New Year, right? So that is the mindset, right? And see, pretty much all the brands are today using WhatsApp for sending the basic notification like order confirmation, abandoned cart, shipping note, all these notifications, like people are doing it, right? But when do when do you like really leverage WhatsApp to its fullest capacity, right? That is when, like, that's uh, as I told you, like, you have to use it as a notification system and as well as an interactive website, right? So I will give the example of a very interesting brand. It's a new upcoming brand. Its name is Sirona. Okay, so Sirona, they are into female hygiene, and unlike other brands which are using WhatsApp for sending Diwali sale and Christmas sale and New Year sale, they built they built India's first period tracker on WhatsApp, right?
That's great.
So they are into female hygiene, and they have products which are like, a period kit where it has sanitary pads, it has moisturizer, it has some creams, disposable bags. So they made into a kit. Okay. So now what they are doing is they are creating a utility out of WhatsApp. Okay, so they have a bot. If you go and say hi, it'll ask you some questions. You can enter your information, and then it will automatically remind you 1 week before your period due date.
Wow.
Now, how useful is this for the target audience?
That's like a game changer for every single woman. It's like a utility tool for them, right? They get to.
It's a utility. It's a utility. Now, so when they send these reminders that, hey, the date is due next week, they're able to seamlessly plug in that here is the period kit. Right? So it doesn't look like, like somebody's pushing for a sale.
Yeah.
Right? It is very seamless, right? And probably this will be very few of those messages that a customer actually look forwards to getting.
Absolutely.
Right? So nobody likes to get marketing messages, right? So here the brand has played the game really well, that they understood what the audience wants, and they created a utility out of it. Just imagine the lifetime value of the customer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like every month they're gonna get a reminder with a link to buy their kit. Right? So brands need to, go to the next level, like think, how they can leverage this superpower, okay, of WhatsApp, where you can actually build a utility out of this. Right? So now I'm also seeing a lot of brands using QR codes to start conversation with their customers, right? And there's one more interesting segment that is actually popping up, which is that, yes, e-commerce is getting very, very expensive. It's not like 2 years before, like the pandemic world, right? The post-pandemic, now there is so much competition and ad costs have actually gone up. So now a lot of brands are now going back to Amazon and Flipkart, right? Which is much more safer to play, especially for a low ticket product, like less than 1,000 rupee products, right? Because they can use the marketing powers of Amazon and stuff. Now, a lot of brands, a lot of big brands on Amazon, which are like doing like thousands in sales every single day, right? They are now figuring out ways to collect phone numbers using QR codes on their products, right? And building a list out of it. So it was challenging to get phone numbers or get the contact information of an Amazon sale, right? So now brands are smartly figuring out a way out of this, right? So that's also a very interesting use case. So now, again, there is no limit to how creative a brand can actually become, right? You can run contests with WhatsApp. So a few months back, there was a campaign by a very traditional offline company, ITC. ITC, they have the Sunfeast Mary biscuit, right? So in our, like in my school days and college days, they used to have like this paper advertisement where they will say, send a picture to this address, or send a slogan to this address. One lucky winner will get a prize, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, we would have seen such contests on newspapers, right?
Yes.
Now they are executing this with QR codes. So now what is happening? So they ran a campaign called Tea Time Selfie, with Sunfeast Marilight. So in the Sunfeast Marilight biscuit, there was an announcement that they are going to give a 40-inch LED TV every day to people, to one lucky winner, if they send their selfie with their Mary biscuit. As simple as that, right? And people were, it's easy to scan and they can just take a selfie and then send it across, right? So they ran this campaign for almost 3 months.
Whoa.
Right. So just to get, so now there are a couple of things that are happening. The brand ITC is now able to generate data from offline sales, right? Which they were never able to get people's phone number and email ID when they purchase from a normal kirana store.
Yeah.
Now they are able to collect that data. Right. Second thing, because of this, maybe there's also a spike in the biscuit sales. Correct. So there are very, very innovative ways of using WhatsApp, and we are yet to see such very interesting campaigns. I mean, hopefully, like, Indians are very creative. Let's see how we are going to capitalize on this opportunity.
100%. I would definitely vouch for that, because I feel a lot of brands, it's not about just only about sending messages, right? But how are you creative? How do you creatively generate sale is definitely the hack or the key when it comes to running an e-commerce brand. And so, Anthony, like, right now, like, I want to go to the technology part, right? So you mentioned about like a lot of things on what are the things that you can do on e-commerce with respect to WhatsApp marketing and how things work. But in order to get these things done, you need a tool eventually, right? So so I personally use Vati. Vati is definitely, like, my hands down the best tool that I've used. But there are also a lot of other tools in the market, right? Which like, I feel a lot of new brands are coming every month, or once in 2 months I'm seeing a new WhatsApp marketing tool, or a company that is emerging. So what is your thought on that? Do you think we should work on a self-serve platform with respect to WhatsApp marketing, or do you think, this is again a very debatable question, but still, do you think we'll have to depend on these WhatsApp marketing companies to get WhatsApp marketing done? What is your thought?
So yes, I think this is a very, very lucrative space today. So the WhatsApp marketing software is just exploding, right? So after the API came in, and especially after the GeoMart launch, like when GeoMart launched the end-to-end purchase experience on WhatsApp, there's generally a big um, awareness boost among brands also to implement that WhatsApp experience for themselves. And a lot of e-commerce enablers. So I will say people who are in the shipping space, the software companies which are providing shipping solutions and shipping or checkout solutions. Okay, they are now seeing it as a product extension. They are launching a lot of softwares, and one of them is also this WhatsApp marketing software, right? So it is good, and because every day one of the other new software is getting launched. So eventually it's like this is the starting period. There's going to be a lot of competition, but eventually it'll all consolidate, right? The market has to consolidate. Like, so for example, if you ask me, like, for e-commerce, which is a go-to email marketing tool, there are hundreds, but majority will choose Klaviyo. Right. Similarly, this market will also consolidate after a period of time. But right now, there are a few good players which I would definitely like to name. One is Vati, hands down, one of the best WhatsApp marketing tools out there. So they are, I mean, they are like, the best part about it is like it is self-serve, like drag and drop and build, right? And up. So, but is actually an all-in, tool, like wherein it's not only specific for e-commerce, right? They have a lot of customers in the banking space, in other service sector and stuff, right? So it is not specifically built for e-commerce. So they are ramping up on that. But in India, there are a lot of interesting brands which are like specifically built for e-commerce. They have a big advantage, over other generic softwares, right? So one good example will be quickreply.ai. Okay, a very interesting software. I met the founder also when I was in Delhi. They are building something very interesting. So they have very Indian e-commerce specific solutions. Like, you can do this COD to like COD verification bot is there. They also have this COD to prepaid, right? So these are like big pain points of an Indian e-commerce brand owner. Like they have a lot of CODs, right? They even have some solution where if there's an NDR, basically the product is getting shipped, but in the last minute the customer says no, that they don't want the product, right? At that stage also you can offer a discount to accept the product. So even you can give some incentive at the NDR level to push the last mile delivery, right? So it is built, keeping in Indian e-commerce in mind. And they also have a very interesting post purchase flow, like the Clavio flow, like for email marketing. You can drag and drop and build, like if somebody purchased X product, then wait for X amount of delay and then recommend them Y product, right? Those kind of delays can also be built on quick reply, right? So very interesting software. And they're also launching something like you can, as a chat representative, or as a sales representative in the other end of the chat, you can chat with the customer and you can also create an order in the chat itself, right? So you have an ability to chat and then create an order for the client in this chat interface itself. So these are like very interesting features that the software is bringing up. But the UI UX wise, they are not that great. But I think that's something that these companies will improve with time, right? Another interesting software I'm seeing, which is like super efficient and affordable for for small companies, like small people who just want to start out with a small budget, right? Is Interact. Okay, they're very well built software. I've tested the tool as well. In fact, I'm going to launch a full blown review video of them on my channel as well, right? So very interesting software. Again, they've also built it with India in mind, like Indian small e-commerce brands in mind. So they want to empower SMBs, right? So they also have like pretty much all the required features, and the UI UX is pretty neat, right? It's very easy, and especially the option to build a catalog, right? The WhatsApp catalog, the Shopify store like feature within WhatsApp, that is very easy to build within Interact, right? So there are very interesting options that are coming up in this space. So you just have to understand the needs of your client, or if you are an agency, or if you're a brand, then you see what is that like features that you absolutely need, okay? And if that is being fulfilled by the software, then make a decision, right? So these are like a couple of softwares. And one more software that I came across is myalice.ai. So that's a tool from Bangladesh. It's also a very interesting software. And so slowly, all these platforms are also going to include, like, okay, it's not just WhatsApp. We can also include Facebook Messenger, and Instagram DM. So even Facebook comments, right? So whatever comments you're getting on social media, they can also be managed and replied using these chat interfaces that these companies are building. right? So very interesting, interesting development in this space. But I think by end of 2023, it will be very interesting to see where these softwares are heading.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely going to contribute to every single D2C brand as well. And I think once people start understanding the actual value of the WhatsApp as a sales channel, I think then it's going to be a different ball game itself. And I think yes, by the end
Yeah.
of 2023, I think most of the D2C brands. I mean, I see a lot of brands getting into the WhatsApp space because there is an equal amount of results that people are able to generate. And I think a lot of WhatsApp marketers are also coming into the industry, trying out a lot of stuff. And again, as you said, there are a lot of technologies also coming into place. And yeah, I think after a point of time, as you mentioned, like for email marketing, it's definitely going to be Klaviyo. That's the first tool that they go. So I think by the end of maybe 2023, I think people are going to love one single product, which whenever they think about WhatsApp, it's going to be that one particular tool. So before I come to the end of the show, I just wanted to ask, as you have been working in this industry for quite some time now, I want you to share like any one of your best case studies, like for a particular client that has worked out really well. Maybe something that it's more like an out of the box thing that you did, and that strategy that worked. So that way, people who are listening to, so because most of the audience who's going to watch this show are going to be e-commerce founders and marketers. So I would want you to share one interesting case study that worked out really well for you, and which also made you happy as well with respect to the strategy whatever you have made.
Okay. So there are a lot, but one case study which is a favorite to me is like, we worked with an Ayurvedic juice brand. Okay, so they were in the health supplement space, so to say, but it is more of a juice that anybody can have, right? So, but again, it has the tagline of Ayurvedic juice, right? And so this particular brand, they were very clear that their audience is in the tier 2 and tier 3 market. That's the market that is going to buy this Ayurvedic juice, right? Like you can't imagine a Gen Z, person having this Ayurvedic juice. So and they were very clear, and the target audience was like 35 years to 60 years range. So initially we were running Facebook ads and trying to sell the product directly. And of course, a lot of abandoned carts were there. And when we called them and spoke to them, one of the insights was that they want the product, they understood the product, but filling in the Shopify checkout form was a challenge for them. Right? So like they have addresses in their native language. It will be in Hindi, Marathi, Kannada. Like India is such a fantastic and diverse country with so many languages, right? So these are people in this tier 2 and tier 3 towns and cities and villages. So they want to buy this product. It is affordable for them. But when it comes to filling the form, how do they fill? They have to fill in English. Right, so they understand, they know their address in Hindi or Marathi, but to type that in English,
they were not
a challenge.
Right.
So that was the biggest reason for the drop in the cart, right? And then we then but over the phone we were able to speak to the customer, get their address. Then the sales representative used to fill in the address and they create the order and then they send, right? So that model worked well. So now the question is, okay, Alna, so the end result being that you need to talk to these customers, get their address, and then create orders, because they themselves, typing in English and then buying your product and is difficult. Right? So then WhatsApp came into picture. So we ran this click to WhatsApp chat ads. And so people are seeing the ad. Again, these ads were made in local language, like in Hindi and Bengali and other native languages, right? and people were able to connect to the language and the message that was conveyed in the ad, and then click, it'll open WhatsApp, right? So in WhatsApp, we were able to create flows in those native languages and impact the audience. And there was an option to get a call back, right? So ideally within 5 minutes, they were getting a call back, right? So they were like on the website browsing the product, and that moment somebody is calling you and explaining you the product, and over the phone they were selling it, right? So this was a like something unorthodox, like not generally done in the e-commerce space, right? And we were generating like 12,000 orders a month, right? Which means like you will be end up like probably 24,000 odd phone numbers a month. Like after a year, we had over, I think, 2 lakh phone numbers collected.
Wow. And
Right.
I think you can
And
multiple different ways as well, right? For upselling or
yes.
whatever may be.
So and again, this is a product that people keep using for a long time. Like it's a juice and it's a supplement for health, right? So the LTV is actually higher. So the average a customer buys it 3.4 times.
Wow.
Right, in a span of say 3 years, right? So that is how the product is actually positioned. So then there came a time, and unfortunately, the client's Facebook account got suspended. Okay, for some, so we know that how Facebook works. Like suddenly, without any notice, the account gets suspended, right? And it was something to do with the RBI rules and getting the payment system right and stuff. But that was a break that was unexpected, right? So they were going all guns and running these ads and getting these leads, and they had an army of 100 people calling every day.
My God.
Right, so that's how they build this business, right? So you can imagine the olden days of TV, tele,
things like that, right?
Naptol, and all this infomercial type business, right? So where they see an ad, see a information on TV, and then they call and then they buy types.
Correct.
Right. But when the Facebook account got suspended, right, they were like, okay, we have this much database, we will still run the business, right? So the business operated for another 6 months without running ads, like zero ads. And in that 6 months, they were able to make more than 7 crores in revenue.
My God, that's like a
right.
So
That's the power of owning data.
Correct. So this also shows that having WhatsApp marketing and telemarketing is more like a power packed system, I would say, right? You acquire the number through ads, you talk to them on WhatsApp, then you get on a call, convert the customer, and if you're able to make it like a repeat or a cycle, a continuous cycle, I think that's what is mind blowing with this particular case study that you shared. Right.
Yeah. And again, people generally confuse with, hey, when it is telecalling, people get annoyed and stuff, right? This is not cold calling like your bank loan guys or your credit card guys, right? Who are just calling your number out of the blue, right? This is like, people are requesting for a call back, right? People are seeing an ad, they click, they start a chat, and they request a call back. Right? So it's super intentional, and people don't get annoyed by this, right? But then you have to look at the math, okay, of having an employee to call. So it should match the average order value. So it is not advisable for such a model for a 200 rupee product. You can't. It won't work. So you should have a significant average order value and a proven repeat order cycle, right? In that case, if you invest in a tele calling team or telesales team, and combined with WhatsApp ads, it's going to be very, very powerful.
Great. I think this entire session was definitely mind blowing. I took a lot of takeaways from this particular episode, and indeed, the audience who are listening to this particular podcast, have, I think it's definitely going to be mind blowing for each and every one of them. And yeah, I think this is the I'm coming to the end of the show, and thank you so much, Anthony, for showing out. I mean, giving out a lot of valuable concepts with respect to WhatsApp marketing. And I think indeed we can definitely do more such episodes with respect to WhatsApp marketing. But yeah, I'm really really thankful for you to have you here. And yeah, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I think thank you so much, Emil, for having me, and the future looks bright.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.